yo, don't miss out on what you're passing. You're missing the previews of the movie reviews. I know those other podcasts make you buy a ticket, but come on, while Bob and Ed start to kick it. Talk about the actors' stride and directors are hide, and grab some popcorn when you see them driving by. Watching all the credits, making sure that you get it. Acting kinda loco, they're just a couple brothers. Watch a bunch of movies, then they talk to each other.
It's Sunday, February 26, 2017. This is Bob and Ed's Movie Podcast.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Ed. Oscar special.
Yep.
Tonight is the Oscars. We're watching the red carpet right now, so we might interject some, well, that's an interesting dress, or that's an interesting tux. But right now, there's really not much to say on what's on right now. So we're just going to go through the movies that are nominated for all the various categories and kind of talk about them.
Yep.
So, let's see. This is just from the Oscar webpage. So, it's the order in which they're listing it on their page. And that's the order in which we're going.
All right.
So, it starts off with the Best Picture. We have seen all the Best Pictures. We did see Hell or High Water and Hacksaw Ridge.
Yep.
Those are both good movies, but not, I think, in either of our top three.
No, they're not in our top three. Hell or High Water was good, though.
Yes, it was good. Hacksaw Ridge was good too, but a little slow.
Yeah.
So what are your top three? Let's just do that.
La La Land, Moonlight, and Arrival. And I think we just have two reversed.
Yeah, I think I go Moonlight, La La Land, Arrival. So
I feel Moonlight does actually stay with me longer.
Yes.
Like, I think about it more often. Like, yeah, that was really good. Like, I was actually thinking about that film where I'm like, I could see, like, that, because of the way it's set up, I could see, like, every time it's on, watch it till the end of whatever section of the three sections. So, like, oh, it's on TV. Turn it on, and it's like, oh, I'll watch the middle section until
that section's over, yeah.
Yeah. And then,
I can see that. Yeah, it's almost like three mini movies that just
tie together really well.
Yeah, all three of them really do stay with you.
Yeah.
So, same thing with Arrival. Every once in a while I'll think about Arrival too, of what it has to say and, think about the ideas behind it. So, I think that's the big thing about those three above the other ones, is that they all kind of stay with you longer than your average movie.
What's funny is even La La Land this morning, I was just thinking about, like, some of the things wrong with it and some of the complaints that people have, but even in my head I was like, well, you can change this and that, but still it wouldn't have affected the film too much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's still, in my opinion, a good musical.
Yeah. So, any of those three I'd be fine with winning. I think we've talked about it. Fences is clearly the worst of these films, although it might be the best acted.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like, best acted.
Worst film. And then everything else is just, whatever you happen to feel like today. Yeah, I don't think any of them are significantly better or worse than the others. You can, they all have their pluses and minuses. I'd recommend seeing all of them. They're all really good.
Yeah, they're all worth seeing.
Yeah, so. Next is actor in a leading role. That we didn't see Captain Fantastic, so we really can't comment too much about Viggo Mortensen. But the other four, Affleck, Garfield, Gosling, and Washington, were all in films that we've seen. So even though I didn't particularly care for Manchester by the Sea, I thought Casey Affleck was just amazing. And that doesn't say anything about the other people like Garfield, Gosling, Washington. They were all great. I thought Affleck did a little bit more than the other ones. I mean,
he did more, but he did a lot. A lot of his acting was very subtle.
Yes.
That's what I liked about it. It wasn't like, oh, it's that really emotional scene. It was just like, it's just the way, like, there's just a scene where he's interacting with somebody and you're just like, this is really good, like,
yeah.
Shoot, there's just a scene of him, like, in a bar staring at somebody and you're like, this is really good, like.
Yeah, there was a scene here or there where the way he would look up at the ceiling in a way that you could tell his character was uncomfortable or didn't want to talk about something, or you could just tell that there was more going on just with those the nonverbal acting. And not to say that the other ones didn't have it too, but it.
In your opinion, in my opinion.
It felt more like a, you really saw that character instead of the actor.
Yeah.
And again, if Denzel Washington wins, I'm not going to be surprised at all. I thought that Andrew Garfield was good, but I didn't think he was great. But he was really good.
He was really good.
Yeah, but some of it is the subject matter makes it's guy's a hero, so it's kind of hard not to automatically give extra bonus points because he's playing a hero. So I don't know. I thought it was okay. Ryan Gosling was good. Kind of feels like he's going to be the guy that just never, always gets nominated, and yet again, here I am getting nominated, and here I am.
At least it's one of the few times where he got nominated in a film that doesn't make you super depressed.
Yeah, true.
Because him and Health Nelson, it was just oh.
Yeah. Although, we even talked about, we're not even sure if this is the best film that he was in this year in terms of performance. That he was in Nice Guys, and he was pretty good in Nice Guys.
He was really good in Nice Guys.
He was really good in that. So he'll eventually get something.
Yeah.
Next category is actress in a leading role, and I think both of us know next to nothing about any of these movies other than we didn't see them.
Yeah, the only one that's actually we saw was La La Land. So I don't want to say anything about anybody else.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You gotta feel, I mean, it seems like, I can't even, Isabelle Huppert.
Yeah.
She won the Spirit Award. Of course, Meryl Streep is always a favorite.
And those are the two that won the Golden Globes.
The things I've been hearing is that Jackie's kind of a mess of a movie, but Natalie Portman's amazing. I know we heard, just they were showing
a clip
from it. It's like, wow, she really is Jackie. That's pretty incredible. And then, Ruth Negga, I wouldn't be surprised. Just a few things I've seen her in is like, wow, you're really good.
Yeah.
You are really good at this. So, whoever wins is whoever wins. I don't really have much to say about that. Actor in a supporting role. We saw everything except for Nocturnal Animals, which was Michael Shannon, but we saw all the others. Neither of us were really big fans of Lucas Hedges in Manchester by the Sea, if I recall.
I thought it was okay. The thing is, just nothing screamed, "This is amazing."
Not like the other. Now the other three, Mahershala Ali, Jeff Bridges, and Dev Patel, were all good.
Yeah.
Anytime they were on the screen, it was like, I am captivated by what you're doing right now, and I can say that about all three of them. They could have just been reading off their grocery list, and it would have been like, this is fascinating.
Oh, wow, broccoli. That was a good choice.
Yeah, that was a good choice. Wow, it's like that was amazing how you how you made me really feel that you wanted broccoli. So I don't know who is really going to win this one.
It's one of those I'd like Mahershala Ali. Just because it's like he's not in a lot of that film. But at the same time, it was just like, I could really use more of him in my film.
Yeah, you really remember it. But, same thing with Dave Patel.
Yeah, he's...
It was like, it was one of the things where I'm really interested in this film. It was a little slow, but I kind of wanted just him to be more, given a chance to be acting more. There was a lot of scenes of him sleeping. It was like, okay, well, I mean, he did an excellent job of not doing anything. And then, of course, Jeff Bridges was pretty incredible in All Right Water. So I don't know. I really don't know who I want to win here. Like I said, I didn't see Michael Shannon, which is a shame because it seems like Michael Shannon's like a really different type of actor. Probably should have seen Nocturnal Animals just to see
his
performance.
him, yeah, because he is good in a lot of the stuff. It's like the fact that I remember him from Groundhog Day, and he's in that.
Oh, I don't remember that from.
I just like the fact that he's the dude that he gets like WrestleMania tickets.
Oh wow,
Then
that's funny.
it's like, oh, WrestleMania. I was like, that's Michael Shannon.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess Jeff Bridges has one. So maybe I'll go with Dev Patel just because I think Mahershala Ali has a better chance of winning one in the future. So let's go with that. I'm going to go with that.
So I'm going to go the opposite with you, but
I would not be upset about
yeah,
that
it's one of those like
at all. I think I'd be upset if Lucas Hedges won. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. He had one really good scene, and the rest of it was just like, this is just okay.
yeah.
Let's see. So, actress in a supporting role. Did we see all these? Yes, we did see all these. I think we both said we didn't quite get why Michelle Williams was nominated, other than that one scene.
But at the same time, I couldn't really name anybody in any other film that was like.
Yeah, this is true. It took us a little bit, and we never could figure out who should have been nominated instead.
Yeah. Viola Davis is who I think should win. Just
over Naomi Harris and Moonlight. It's definitely, to me, it's those two. Then there's a step down in Nicole Kidman and Olivia Spencer, and then a step down in Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
But Viola Davis is probably going to win, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I thought Naomi Harris was slightly better, but
it was funny as I was reading some critiques about that, and they were like, they didn't like her accent. I was like, I don't remember anything really wrong.
In which one?
Moonlight.
She had an accent?
Well, she's British, so.
Oh, I see.
She was doing a
American.
Southern American.
It was. I didn't notice. I forgot that. I forgot that's who it was, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah,
it wasn't all like, hey, that's
Miss Moneypenny.
That's Moneypenny from the James Bond. It's like, oh my god, it is. You're right. I didn't even realize. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. So let's get down to animated feature. So here's a number of them that we haven't seen. In fact, I've only seen one.
I've only seen one.
Yeah, I only saw Zootopia, which I really liked. I liked it a lot. I wanted to see Kubo and the Two Strings. Sounds like maybe it's between those two, Zootopia and Kubo and the Two Strings. I haven't heard anything about The Red Turtle or My Life as a Zucchini.
The Red Turtle is the one that I have heard nothing. At least I've heard of My Life as a Zucchini.
Yeah, The Red Turtle is like, I have nothing. Of course, Moana just keeps chugging along, making money.
Well, Zootopia also made a ton.
Yeah, that made a ton of money.
It was a good detective story.
I thought it was.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And that's what makes it. It was a good story, and it was a good animated movie as well. So I think it should win. But it sounds like Kubo and the Two Strings isn't bad either. So there'd be nothing wrong with that one winning.
All right.
I'll just go with Zootopia though.
All right, whatever.
Cinematography. We saw 4 of 5. We didn't see Silence. So now we have to figure out which one had the best cinematography, because they all had pretty amazing cinematography. Rival, La La Land, Lion, and Moonlight. I think I'm going to lean towards Arrival.
I'm saying Arrival. I believe Lisa, our sister, thought Lion was better. And it's like, you watch it, like the first half of the film, where it's the little kid.
Yeah, there's a lot of good cinematography in that.
There's a lot of good in that, and like Moonlight is good. Like, I kind of wish I had seen Silence, just because
just want to be able to see all of them.
Yeah.
I know it was on the list, but kind of ran out of time trying to track down the best pictures.
Which
thought,
is another thing. We did see all the best pictures in the theater.
Yeah, so that's what made it more difficult, is that we had to find times where they were available to see them in the theater. And it's difficult.
And not have to drive 3 hours to see
exactly. I'm going to lean towards Arrival. I just think its sweeping landscapes were slightly better than the Lion sweeping landscapes. Let's see. Costume design. Let's see. Saw 2 of these. I don't know. I don't know about Allied and Jackie. It looks like Jackie looked pretty good in terms of, it looked like it was the 60s.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beast, I don't know. I wasn't sure what period it was supposed to be. Looking at the costumes, I just thought it was okay. La La Land was, I don't know, they just looked like they were wearing clothes. I'm not sure how special that needs to be. So,
Well,
I'm going to guess Jackie's going to win.
it's
gonna
a
guess.
guess at that point.
Yep, just guessing. Directing. Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, Manchester, and Moonlight.
So we saw all these.
We saw all of them. I definitely don't think it should be Hacksaw.
No.
Yeah, I don't. They need to speed things up a little. The rest of them, they're all good. I think it's going to be La La Land.
I would go with Arrival.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the issue is just like, Moonlight wins. I'm not going to be upset. Actually, anything but Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
Not that Hacksaw Ridge was bad. It was just like,
It's
It's
kind of like, hey, can we speed this up?
well, it's like speed it up. And then there's also the whole like, Hacksaw Ridge is a 9. And we give everything else slightly higher than a 9. Like,
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
saying it's bad.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just-
true. That's true.
Ruth
Ruth Nig is on right now being interviewed.
on the red carpet.
Yep. So,
I see a lot of blue ribbons.
yeah, that is for the ACLU, I believe.
Okay.
Because I saw that last night on the Spirit Awards.
Independent Spirit Awards.
Yeah, they were wearing blue as well.
Which we did watch a little bit last night.
Yes. I saw a little bit. Obviously.
I watched more than you.
Yeah, you
but-
watched more than me. Moonlight cleaned up.
Yep.
That's what we could tell. So it'd be interesting to see if it translates over to this. Don't know because La La Land swept in the Golden Globes. So
But Moonlight did win for the other category.
that's true. It's like La La Land won all the
Comedy or musical.
/ musical, while Moonlight won the drama stuff. So it's going to be hard to tell.
Which sucks because Arrival is also good, and it's like
Yeah.
somehow like
Yeah, it gets aced out.
it got chased out.
See, next thing they have down is documentary feature, which I didn't get to see any. I see OJ Made in America's here. That's the
428 minute,
10-hour,
2 intermissions.
2 intermission ones. Heard it's good.
I hear it's great. It's on like Hulu.
Yeah, it's like, when do you have 10 hours to watch a documentary about OJ Simpson?
Which my whole thing is like I probably spent more than 10 hours in the 90s watching the trial.
Yeah, no kidding. You can watch the trial, but I don't want to watch a documentary on the trial.
Oh, it's the kid from
That's from Manchester by the Sea,
Manchester by
right?
the Sea,
Yeah,
yeah.
shaved his head.
didn't recognize him at first.
No kidding. Let's see. Next would be documentary Short Subject, which we didn't watch any of them. At least not that I know of. Extremist,
No.
4.1 Miles, Joe's Violin, Watani, The White Helmets. The White Helmets, that's the guy that I read more about it. He's not being allowed into this country because his visa was revoked by Damascus. He can't even get out of the country. Not he can't get into the country. He can't get out of his country because it's like they're so upset about what the documentary is about.
Awesome.
So hopefully that wins.
Yeah.
Just to point out even more.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next one is film editing. So we got Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, La La Land, Moonlight. Again, I think the editing wasn't that great on Hacksaw Ridge. So now we have 4 others that they're all really good film editing. I don't know. I really don't know. I would say Arrival.
The issue is just like you literally like threw a dart at a dartboard, and as long as it's not Hacksaw Ridge, just because it was just like
It was just the pacing.
the pacing was wrong. It was actually like a thing that like maybe editing would have fixed.
Yeah.
Because we literally both of us went to the bathroom back to back in the middle of the
Yeah,
film.
you went to the back room. Didn't miss anything. I went, hey, it'd probably be a good idea to go to the bathroom right now. Went to the bathroom, came back. Neither of us missed anything. And I just don't think that's really good editing if you could do that. So, I don't know.
But everything else, like, you toss up. It's
Yeah,
once again, it's all these films are in the 9. Your cat wants to talk about,
Yep, wants to talk about something. Doesn't agree with us in Hacksaw Ridge, I guess. I'll just go with Arrival. It's probably going to be La La Land because it's probably going to be a La La Land fest today. But Moonlight, Hell or High Water. That actually
Hell or
wasn't-
High Water was really good.
Yeah, the film editing. Yeah, I guess the editing in that was pretty good. It did transition, almost like transition from movie to documentary, back to movie to documentary. There was pretty good editing in that, so I do have to give it some props for that.
That
ability.
That was one of those, like, it hit too close to home.
Yeah,
way too often.
because there was times where it's like it's real footage. It's just not. Oh, this is part of the, the assistant director go out and go film some stuff. No, this is footage of people, and they put it in there pretty seamlessly. So maybe Hell or High Water can get it. I don't know. But it's tough. Is that there's nothing obvious about this one. Foreign language films, I don't think either of us saw any of these. And I know nothing about any of them. I couldn't tell you anything.
Nope.
So we'll skip that. Makeup and hairstyling, I don't even know what A Man Called Ove is. Star Trek Beyond and Suicide Squad. I can't believe it's Oscar-nominated Suicide Squad. I didn't think the makeup was that great. I guess because of Joker. I guess that's what they get.
Killer Croc.
I guess in Killer Croc, I guess, that's fine. Same thing with Star Trek Beyond. I don't know. I wasn't that blown away by either of those movies. I guess there's nothing else that's out there, but I didn't think they were like really amazing.
Chris Pine's hair was amazing.
Yep, it was amazing is right. So, whatever.
All right.
Music, original score, Jackie, La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, and Passengers. I'd have to say probably Moonlight. That would probably be the one where the score, was pretty good.
If we're just going score, I've downloaded the Moonlight score. Like that's
there you
that's a
go.
sign. That's a sign that, like, the score is
Yeah.
good. Like, I downloaded it and listened to it. Like,
Yeah, that is good. I would have preferred it be the score I really liked the most was Arrival, but I guess there was one.
I guess somebody like Passenger slightly better. Like,
No, there was one of the songs used in the score was from a previous movie,
And
and
it
that
was
made the
disqualified.
it made the entire thing ineligible.
Oh, that's
And it's
right.
like, but the score in this is amazing. Or else I would have just snap called with Arrival.
because that was,
to me that was the best score.
Let's put it this way: I think we both stayed for the credits to see who did the
Yeah,
score.
see who did the score.
Which that's
That's a pretty good sign if that's why we stayed for the credits to see who did the score. And it's a shame that they weren't nominated.
yeah.
Let's see. Music, original song. Didn't see Troll, so I can't say anything about that. Didn't see Jim and the James Foley Story or Moana, but there's 2 La La Land songs. I hope that Audition wins, but I just don't think it's going to.
Who knows?
City of Stars is good too. But
I just liked Audition.
yeah, I like Audition too. I think that was amazing, and so I hope it wins. That's the one I'd pick. I don't know much about the other songs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next is production design: Arrival, Fantastic Beasts, Hail Caesar, La La Land, and Passengers. Didn't see Passengers.
I'd actually almost go Arrival or Fantastic Beasts.
Then I'd probably go Fantastic Beasts. I think. Not Hail Caesar.
I saw Hail Caesar, and
Yeah.
it's it's set at a very time, and they set it up, but a lot of it's in sound stages, which probably haven't changed a lot in.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, you just filmed it in a soundstage. That's what you really have to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Fantastic Beasts would probably be. They did have to create with the 20s New York, and then throw in that there's magic involved, and then plus have these other fantastic areas.
Just think about everything in that suitcase.
Yeah, the suitcase.
The entire suitcase scene. Like,
That's
okay,
pretty
you went for that.
incredible. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Short film animated. Hey, we saw these.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good as last year's.
Oh my God! Like last year, we actually had a debate on which one was the bad because I really like this and this.
Yeah,
this one was
one's
one of those
I guess Piper.
I guess Piper.
Yeah, it's like it was okay. Borrowed Time was okay too. It wasn't.
It's one of those if Borrowed Time won or Piper won, I'd be okay.
Yeah, Blind Vasha.
Was like
okay.
All right.
And what was the other one? Was it Parasiter and Cigarettes? Was that the one with
That was the half-hour one, I believe.
Okay, so then Pearl was the one with the father-daughter?
Yeah.
That was okay. But it wasn't...
Yeah, Pearl.
Yeah.
Which is actually the name of the car, I believe. I think that was the whole...
Is that the whole thing? Is the
That's
name
the
of the
whole
car is Pearl. Yeah, that was all right. I think Piper was... Yeah.
Piper was cute. It was nice.
Yeah, Borrowed Time was...
Borrowed Time was nice. I liked the way it did it. It was one of those... It was a bit awkward. Because I bought the... on iTunes, all the short animated films. And we had, all the kids over. And we're watching all those. And there's, a couple of those was
Yeah, you never know if this is going to be okay for kids. Just because it's a short animated film doesn't mean it's good for kids.
Yeah. Which last year's was, one of them was Prefects, I think. One of them, last year was, I watched, I was like, this is not kid safe.
Mm.
So that was my worry about all of them this year, but...
I didn't think they were as good, but I'd pick Piper. Hopefully that one wins.
If Borrowed Time won, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, Borrowed Time is fine. Yeah.
If Pearl won, I would be like, what?
Yeah, that's... I mean, I know it's supposed to be that style of animation, but it always felt like this isn't complete. I know that's probably the style it was going with. Really, actually, same thing with Blind Vasha. It was like, you're a little...
I actually liked the style of that better, but at the same time, I was just like, yeah, but I don't care about this.
Yeah, it was just, man. Short film, live action. I don't think I know anything about any of these.
I know nothing.
Sound editing. Got 2 films in here we didn't see, Deepwater Horizon, Sully. So there's Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, and La La Land. I do have to say
Hacksaw Ridge, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say that if there was something, it was the sound in Hacksaw Ridge during the battles was pretty impressive.
It had the louds.
It was pretty impressive. So, I do have to give it that. Which, same thing with the sound mixing. I know this one has... although, maybe. La La Land did have a lot of musical numbers, and that's not the easiest thing to edit. So, I don't know.
Because there's sound editing, and then there's another category.
Sound mixing. So maybe sound editing goes to Hacksaw Ridge, maybe sound mixing goes to La La Land?
Sure. Even though sound mixing has Rogue One. And
which, it's always when you're fighting Skywalker sound, it's... Yeah. Sound mixing is the one that has the 13 hours where the guy was disqualified already.
Yeah, but there's 4 other people that work. There's 3 other people that worked on that film.
So they could still get the Oscar. Well, that would be awkward if they win and they can only give it to some of the people that did it, not all of them.
Yeah,
that would be very odd. But I'll go with give one to Hacksaw Ridge, one to La La Land. We'll be good.
Yeah.
Visual effects. So this is where it's Deepwater Horizon, Doctor Strange, The Jungle Book, Kubo, and Rogue One. That's some interesting stuff. I don't know.
I'd almost go with The Jungle Book.
See, I didn't see that one. The Jungle Book had really good
As far as I could tell, pretty much everything was CG. It's just basically like the human boy in front of green screen.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
And that's
impressive.
it. Like,
Wow.
everything.
Wow. Well, then I guess got to go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the special effects in Doctor Strange, and of course, special effects in Rogue One. But I mean, if you say Jungle Book was better than those two, I'm not sure which one I'd go between Doctor Strange and Rogue One. I mean, Doctor Strange was pretty strange.
Yeah.
So
It was very Inception level. And
Yeah, I mean, it was. Rogue One just did stuff that it had already done before, so it's to some extent it's like, okay, well.
We
All you
used
did
this
is
template.
like, yeah, we just used the same template. I mean, it's Doctor Strange did some stuff where it's like, wow, we've never done that kind of special effects before. But if Jungle Book is just one big special effect, then that probably should win. We'll see. Writing adapted screenplay. So it's between Arrival, Fences, Hidden Figures, Lion, and Moonlight. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What's interesting for Hidden Figures is adapted screenplay. It was adapted from a 90-page treatment. So
For the book.
Yeah, so there wasn't really much that it adapted.
Well, come on. Adaptation, the film,
Yeah.
it fell into the best adapted category because he wrote that after he was assigned The Organ Thief, which has nothing to do with the book at all.
That's funny.
But it was still under the best adaptive.
That's
so.
funny. So from these, what was the best writing? It didn't feel like Fences was any different than what had already been written. So I'm not.
See, what I find interesting is Moonlight and Fences were both based on a play. But Moonlight does not feel like a play.
No, it doesn't.
While Fences just feels like I'm watching the play.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Fences out just because of that. You know what? Lion probably diverted most from the book, but at the same time had a better story.
Maybe.
It's one of those like they were all good.
Yeah, they were all good. This is close. It's not where things are obvious.
Like Arrival, like changes some of the aspects of the
Yeah,
book.
they changed it. They did adapt it.
Yeah.
So I was actually going to lean towards more like Arrival. But I could see, yeah. I'm going to go with Arrival. But it's all, this is just barely.
It's one of those.
Just barely.
If any of them win, I'd actually be okay, except for
Yeah.
Fences. Sorry. It
Sorry.
felt like the play.
Felt like the play, so it's the. What did you change? That's what I kind of don't get. What did you change in the when you adapted it? If it just seemed like there was a play. Anyway,
All right.
last one is writing original screenplay: Hell or High Water, La La Land, Lobster, Manchester by the Sea, 20th Century Women.
I have not seen 20th Century Women, so I can't say anything about that. I did see The Lobster, and the rest were best.
Probably best writing. I'm probably gonna go Hell or High Water. I mean, since I don't think that writing original screenplay includes the songs.
No.
Okay, so if that's the case,
And the issue is like
Then-
La La Land doesn't necessarily have the best story. That's the issue. It's like it's a good film, but it's a musical, so the story is what's actually weak about it.
yeah,
Hell or High Water is actually so good that you're like at times where you're like, this is a bit too uncomfortable.
yeah, it's a little too real.
It's too real, which is actually a good sign of.
Of good writing.
Good
so
writing.
I'm going Hell or High Water on that one.
I think I'd go Hell or High Water just because of the waitress scene.
Yeah, no kidding. And that probably was something that maybe wasn't even written. Might have just been that's the way she was.
I'm talking both waitress scenes.
Oh, that's true. Oh, the other one was, that's true. There are two separate waitress scenes. It's really good. Yeah, that one. Yeah, so I'm going to go Hell or High Water. I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
So let's go let's go hell or high water. I don't think there's, and that's the end of all the things that are nominated. So
maybe by this time next year, we've actually finished watching all the ones that are nominated.
yeah, that'd be nice, but
Yeah.
it'd be
Well, when the
difficult.
nominations came out, I added everything up, and including all the shorts, it was 96 films.
Yeah, see, that's just kind of difficult. Probably could have been more proactive on some of the stuff, just in terms of
Watching it when it first came out.
yeah, because there was some where it was like we probably should have known that something from Nocturnal Animals was going to get nominated, that something from Hell or High Water was going to get nominated.
There are some actors where you're like, Amy
I
Adams
think-
is in this?
Yeah.
Okay. One of these two films is probably going
Yeah.
to get her out, which is funny because she didn't get nominated in either one, but
Yeah, not funny. But yeah, things will be different next. This year.
Now
I
that
mean,
we're
like for
both in
example,
the
Hell or High Water. We didn't get back into the country as soon as we originally thought, and so this is and that, and
well, yeah, I don't think I've actually been near a theater until this past week where Hell or High Water is playing.
that's true.
Because it came out when I was in Europe and it wasn't playing in the...
And then by the time we got here and got everything all figured out, it was like already out of the theaters,
Yeah.
I think. So yeah.
So next year will be a little
Next
bit
year will
easier.
probably be a little proactive.
Uh,
It will be kind of difficult. It's always difficult when you have, some of this stuff is only nominated in one category.
Yeah. And maybe we'll be able to do like a little bit more... Try to go to a little bit more film festivals
At
this
least,
year.
yeah, make it an effort.
We do live near like 3.
Yeah. It was easier for whatever reason. This last Comic-Con, they didn't do. The year before they did a whole panel in Hall H where it was
Animated
and,
shorts.
animated shorts. So and that's where I first saw Can't Live Without Cosmos, and so it made it. It's like obviously easier where like I guess sit here for an hour and watch all these animated shorts, and some of them were nominated, some of them weren't, but at least you start knocking them out.
Yeah.
And
Early.
doing that in July as opposed to these things are all nominated, we got to try to fit in
96 things.
96
in 3
things
weeks.
in 3 weeks, and it's somewhat difficult. So hopefully it'll be easier this year.
Yeah.
So I guess we.
Oh my God! What is going on?
What
at the
is
red
even
carpet?
happening on the red carpet? There's 2 peoples. There are 3 people dressed as I guess they're supposed to be African tribesmen. Are they actually African tribesmen? I don't know. It's probably better just to guess and not actually turn it up and find out. So.
All right. Well,
I have a feeling that's part of a nomination for one of these smaller things that we just didn't see.
okay. So
On that note, I guess we'll see you next time. And as always, Scarface is overrated.
and keep your ticket stub.
Here is something you can't understand. How they can just review it, man. Here is something you can't understand. How they can just review it, man. Here is something you can't understand. In Germany, they call it a Kinofilm. In California, they call it una película. No matter where you live, you love movies. So you want to listen to the Bob and Ed Movie Podcast.